I'm your host, Signa Butler from CBC Sports. Welcome to CanFun's 20th anniversary Lots of Magic Gala, presented by the Sprott Foundation.
Stars, let me see what spring's like.
Thank you to all our actors.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land.
That would come with wearing the maple leaf. With your support, I was able to turn these obstacles into opportunities. Opportunities to go further, to grow stronger, and to dive into deeper water. So thank you. Thank you for believing in me when my rowing career came to a crossroads. Thank you for supporting me when I chose to stand tall and not look back. Thank you, CanFund, for being part of this tough, grueling, and demanding journey. It's the best thing I've ever done.
To win.
I remember standing in the basement of the Etobicoke Olympium, staring at the sheet. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh gosh, I placed 11. 0.01 behind the 10th position. I wasn't going to go to the Pan Am Games. I've been training in Toronto to be on the Olympic team for over a year. The CanFund, called See You in Sydney back then, had helped me individually and our team. I made a decision that day to turn this failure into an opportunity, to get to know myself better, to be in the bleachers in Pan Am's, watching our team, and to perfect my inner game. And thanks to that support, the stability of having money in your bank account, I was able to swim both programs in Sydney, the technical and the free, and win a bronze medal for Canada. I'm Catherine Garcia.
Hockey. I dreamed of playing in the NHL. I dreamed of winning Stanley Cups. And it wasn't until I saw the first Women's World Hockey Championships in 1990 that I understood that that was a goal that was possible for me. A few years later, it was announced women's hockey would be an Olympic sport, and that became my dream. I went on to compete in 5 Olympic Games, 1998, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2014. In 2006, I was part of a team that was entirely funded by CanFund. All 21 athletes on our team were part of CanFund. And I can't tell you how critical the financial support was, but equally as important was the fact that people believed in us. They believed in the importance of the journey. They believed that it was going to inspire young girls to play the game. They believed that we could bring pride to our country, and they believed that they were developing leaders of the future. Currently, in my role as SVP of the new Professional Women's Hockey League that launched January, we now know that every young girl that wants to be a part of hockey and have a future in hockey can be that. So in the words of Billie Jean King, to see it, to be it was so important. My name is Jana Hefford, and I'm a CanFund recipient.
At the age of 7 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer. I had leukemia ALL, and it took me 4.5 years to beat it and being treated here at Sick Kids in Toronto. During that time, I had a lot of drugs and chemotherapy that went into my system, and it actually affected my thyroid. Your thyroid is a key component to helping you grow. So I had a younger brother. He was a little bit smaller than me. Then he became the same size as me, and then now he's 190 pounds and 6 feet tall. I am, on the other hand, I am 120 pounds and I'm 5'4" and a half. Which turns out is the perfect size to be the coxswain for the men's 8. So the most common question I always get is, what is it that you do? Because it sort of seems like you're sitting in the back of the boat doing nothing. So what I have is a quick little demonstration, and everyone can stay seated, but I need anyone who is over the height of 6'4". I need you to put your right hand up in the air. And now your left hand. Hold your right hand up and your left hand now. Now give everybody a little wave. That's what I do. I tell people bigger than me what to do, and they do it. So I do actually have 3 main jobs as the coxswain of the crew. Then the first job and number 1 job is I have to steer the boat perfectly straight. Now the boat's 60 feet long. It's as wide as my hips where I sit, a little wider in the middle for the big guys. I have a fin and a rudder underneath me. Attached to that rudder is a little piece of cable, so I can move my hands back and forward. That's how I steer the boat perfectly straight. The second job is I have to execute the race plan. So every 40 seconds, or about 250 meters of the 2,000 meter race, I'm talking to them with the microphone all the time, and I'm telling them exactly what to do, when to do it. I'm orchestrating all of the commands. They have to do it exactly when I say it. The third job is I have to keep them motivated and excited when they are in the worst pain of their life. Those are the 3 jobs of a coxswain: steer the boat straight, execute the race plan, and keep them motivated and excited. My name's Brian Price, 2008 gold medalist, 2012 gold medalist, multiple Camp Fund recipients.
I've been playing softball for as long as I can remember. I have 2 older brothers that I always wanted to keep up with, and my goal was ultimately to be better than them. I remember the very first time that I got to watch the senior women's national team play and compete in British Columbia. They were training to get prepared for the 2008 Beijing Olympics. From that point on, my goal was very clear. I want to represent Canada at the Olympic Games. Soon after, I found out that softball was taken out for not only 2012, but also 2016. It was devastating. My Olympic dreams felt out of reach completely. After the Rio Olympic Games, the voting was going to occur once again. All of the athletes on my team were sitting in different areas across North America, crossing their fingers that softball had a chance. If you know softball and baseball, it is the most popular sport in Japan. So we were, come on, let's go. Once it was voted back in, everything in our world changed. I took a risk. I ended up taking a leave of absence from medical school to be all in for this. I had 1 shot. My teammates had 1 shot, and we wanted to make the most of it. I wasn't the only one. We had coaches in the NCAA step down from their job. We had nurses take time off. We had individuals relocate in other areas to make sure that their training was the top priority. There was no guarantee that we were going to qualify, we were going to medal, we were going to do anything. But we were willing to risk it all to make sure that we could have this shot and make the most of it. When we got voted in and things were happening, finances were slim, and I remember getting the call saying that I was a Can Fund recipient. Not only was I a recipient, but like you've heard before, every single athlete on my team was a recipient. Not only was this pivotal for our training and our preparation, but having the support from Canadians to have our back after not necessarily having it from the IOC in order to compete changed how we represented Canada at the Games and ultimately led us to making history and winning the very first Olympic medal for Softball Canada. I'm Natalie Weidman. I'm a very proud multi-Can Fund recipient, and I'm an Olympic bronze medalist. Thank you.
Athlete host for that. I think we can all say magic is definitely in the air tonight. I'm your host, Signa Butler from CBC Sports. Welcome to Can Fund's 20th anniversary Lots of Magic Gala, presented presented by the Sprott Foundation. We acknowledge tonight that we are on the territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 and the Mississaugas of the Credit. Now, 20 years ago, in this very room, CBC Sports commentator Terry Leibel, legend, hosted the first ever Can Fund Gala called See You in Athens, 1 Year Countdown. And here we are, counting down to Paris. I'm excited to be part of the broadcast team for the Paris Games this summer. If you're keeping track, it's 149 days away for the Olympics and 182 days away for the Paralympics. Now, for every athlete, the journey to the Games requires hard work, and as you've heard, it requires money. Behind those efforts and those needs, you will find Can Fund. Like many of you here tonight, I am proud to be a supporter of Can Fund. I'm a Can Fund 150 Women member, which you'll hear more about tonight from the remarkable three-time Olympian in summer and winter, Felicia George. This evening is also very intentional. The U Squared book that you are being gifted tonight, it's on your table, has been given to athletes from Can Fund for many years. It's an unconventional strategy to penetrate imaginary barriers and pursue your true potential. There is a silent auction happening tonight, throughout the night. I think some of you have been perusing back there. More athletes will be sharing their stories. The inaugural Be Epic Awards are being presented. You'll feel the impact of Can Fund. You'll hear from founder Jane Roos, a live auction, and more. And again, thanks to all of you, our distinguished guests, for being here tonight. Now, you may notice there's an empty seat at your table. So, from our Can Fund recipient hosts are ready to join you. So from 1972 to the most recent Winter Olympic Games in 2022, please give a warm welcome to our Canadian athlete hosts. Athletes, please join us.
True patron love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, oh, Canada, oh, Canada, we stand on guard for When I wake up in the morning, love, and my heart is filled with pain, sun hat upon my face is gone, can't see the sunshine from the rain. When I think of you and the world's alright with me, Lord, just one thought of you, and I know it's gonna be
this evening. Getting the Can Fund call is a moment that many athletes, like I did, wait for with bated breath. Because of folks like you, the people in the room tonight, and the other countless people across this great country of ours who count themselves amongst the many who believe in the transformative power of sport and its ability to unite the masses and inspire the people lucky enough to call Canada home, well, Can Fund has been empowered with your giving to pave the way for dreams to actually be realized. Now, for me personally, getting that call in advance of those 2010 games meant that I could go out and buy 2 new sets of brand new runners for my sled, for my toboggan. And that would ultimately be the runners that I would slide upon for those games, built and bought just days before competition began on February 18th and 19th of 2010. Now, in the sport of skeleton, it is measured, like a lot of the sports at the Olympic Games, by 100th of a second. Every little bit counts. Go ahead. Blink your eyes right now. That took 1/10 of a second. Just for you to close your eyes and open them again. The blink of an eye, 1/10 of a second. In 2010, we were less than 1 blink of an eye away from not setting the record for the most goals ever won by a nation at a Winter Games. That's right. I won by 0.07 seconds, less than the blink of an eye. Those runners were a difference maker. Can Fund was a difference maker. And if you're wondering what you're doing tonight, and if it makes a difference or not, remember this story. Thank you, Can Fund. Thank you, Can.
Trembling about natural prestige for riders, lake call-outs and lake echoes. It's worth $4,000 and donated tonight. And then
There's like a Ford F-150.
there's a great story.
When he doesn't see the battle board, it saves my life.
Very good. He's got a good sense of humor. It's very unbelievable. And it'll fit in most of your SUVs. You don't have to take it home tonight, don't worry. So even if you didn't want to buy this for yourself, you can donate it back. One of the athletes could use it, I'm sure. Or give it away as an item for your company and do a draw and let people win to support one of their athletes. But whatever, I'm sure you'll figure out. It's a company, you can expense it. So it's worth $4,000. It's beautiful. It was donated. Let's start at $1,000. Looking for a bid of 1,000, 1,000 over here. I have 1,000 for the paddle. Now the boat goes. I have 1,000, now 1,250. 1,250 looking for 1,500. 1,500 looking for 2,000. 2,500 looking for 3,000. 3,000 looking for 3,500. I have 3,000. Start part of the room. You guys are rocking. I have 3,000 looking for 3,500. Don't stop. I can keep up. We have 3,000 in the back looking for $3,500. I have 3,000 in the back. So if any of 3,250. How about that? I have $3,000. Going once. Going twice. Last and final call. Sold. 3,250. Sorry, 3,000. What's your table number in the very back? Just stand up. So...
47.
Sorry.
47.
47. Double your age. That's awesome. All right, number 4. This is, of course, lots of Magic Gala.